Hello! Welcome to the 5th part of my D&D Anniversary series. As I've stated before, it's the 45th anniversary of Dungeons & Dragons this year, and it is the 20th anniversary of me playing Dungeons & Dragons, so I thought I would give a little insight into my playing experience. This time around, we're going to do house rules. If you've ever played any role-playing game, doesn't matter if it's Dungeons & Dragons or Vampire or L5R or anything, you've probably had a DM make a house rule. Basically, if they didn't like a rule in the book, they would make a new rule or alter a rule or just completely nix a rule for the sake of making the game more fun, hopefully for himself or herself and for their players. I have been in a situation with house rules, and I thought I would like to share with you my most favorite house rule and my least favorite house rule that I have ever used and or experienced. I'll tell you this right now, my least favorite house rule I have never used myself because that is how much I hate it. These are both from my D&D 3.5 days, by the way. And I believe both these rules came out of Unearthed Arcana. My favorite house rule was a house rule where armor provided damage reduction. The fact that it didn't to begin with is completely silly, in my opinion. But the way the rule worked was, if armor, for every 2 points of armor, or 2 points of AC that an armor provided, one of it would be still AC, one of it would be damage reduction. So armor that provided a +1 AC would still provide +1 AC. If it provided +2 AC and instead provided 1 AC, 1 DR. All the way up to the line to like plate mail, which provides, I think, +8 normally, which means it would only provide 4 AC, but would provide 4 damage reduction. And of course, the DR stacked with other instances of damage reduction from a barbarian, or if their armor is adamantine. To go along with it, though, if you had like +1 plate mail, the +1 would always apply to the AC. So your +5 plate mail, which would normally be like +13, was not all of a sudden 7 AC, 6 DR. It was still 4 AC, or 4 DR, but 9 armor class. Pretty good still. It worked a little different with monsters. I think it was like for every 5 points of natural armor, a monster they would get 1 extra damage reduction. It would be 4 for 1 instead of 1 for 1. I don't remember. It's been a while. My least favorite house rule is something that I still see a lot because of Pathfinder Facebook groups. Gestalt. Gestalt as a name, or Gestalt as an idea, isn't necessarily a terrible one. It's like multi-classing at first level. It's after that it gets frustrating. As a DM, I can see where it'd be frustrating. As a player, not so much. Basically, you take 2 classes at a time, every time you level up, and you get the better benefits of the class. Better base attack bonus, better saving throws, better skill points, all the abilities of both classes, the better hit die, all the proficiencies, and anything that is a class skill for either class is a class skill for this. So if you're like a fighter rogue, you get a D10 hit die, you get a +1 base attack bonus, you get +2 fortitude, +2 reflex, 8 plus your intelligence modifier skill points. You're proficient with all armor, all shields. You get a bonus feat, you get sneak attack. This is all first level. And every skill, with the exception of like 9, are class skills. As a player, it sounds like the best thing in the world. As a DM, it sounds like the most frustrating thing in the world. Because, as a DM, you've now got characters that have double the abilities at first level, for the record, the same or the same movement economy. You still only get one move, one standard, one attack, or whatever it is. But this is where it gets out of hand, and this is a personal story that I gotta tell you. About, I want to say maybe 15 years ago, I was invited to a game. And the DM explained to me that it is triple Gestalt. Triple, okay? The normal Gestalt rules are for 2. This one is for 3 classes. So I'm going through my head and I'm like, okay, what 3 classes work best together? Fighter, Mage, Thief, Sorcerer, Cleric, something, maybe Rogue. This is where it got even worse. If it had the D20 System logo on the back cover, it was perfectly legal to use. Let's think about this for a second. 3rd edition D&D was having everybody and their cousin release books for it. You had space, you had spies, you had 14 different fantasy settings. World of Warcraft, EverQuest, Star Wars, Spycraft. Shit, L5R 3rd edition was, L5R 2nd edition was D20. He was allowing all of it. And you were able to put it all into one character. One of the other players was telling me how he was playing like a Jedi, Spycraft wheelman, sorcerer. And at that point, I was just like, you know what? I don't want to play this anymore. No, I don't want to play in this anymore. So Gestalt, yeah, not my cup. Trying to laugh, but it keeps turning into coughs. Not my cup of tea. So how about you? What are your favorite and least favorite house rules? Post in the comments below. Comment on Facebook, comment on Twitter, comment on Instagram. I don't care. Comment someplace to tell me what you like and hate about house rules and what the worst ones you've experienced are. And I'll see you guys next time. Take care. Peace.